Welcome back to another episode of Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to rank our favorite Stanley Kubrick movies.
Big Stanley.
I we'll go least favorite to most favorite. The Killing is probably my least favorite. Very slow burn, a lot of character building. I understand it's building up to the heist, but and there's some good performances too. They're all really good performances. But it's the worst of the best, you know. Barry Lyndon, super slow burn, nice shots, those slow zooms. It's cool, but it's just, I don't know, it's too long, and I have a hard time enjoying a movie when I really dislike the character, the protagonist. Number 9, Lolita. I think James Mason does a really good job of being a creepy pedo, and as Quigley, Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers is awesome in that, just like rambles. So I like the comedy in it, and it's a pretty obviously it's an intense story too. 8, Killer's Kiss. I think it's his really only film noir movie, and it has a pretty good pace, and obviously great cinematography. Paths of Glory. Love the concept, love the plot. Great performance by Timothy Carey and Kirk Douglas. Just really believable, and again, obviously cinematography top notch. Space Odyssey. I could kind of had a hard time deciding, and again, once you're kind of in the middle of the list, you could alternate or switch ones. So Full Metal Jacket and Space Odyssey kind of on par, but I think I put Space Odyssey below Full Metal Jacket because I hate the opening act with the fake monkeys or whatever. It just looks so campy and not convincing. Full Metal Jacket, great performances. I can't remember the guy's name, Emery something or other.
Arlie Emery?
Yeah, that guy. Phenomenal performance because he's actually was a drill sergeant. 4, Eyes Wide Shut. I find it really rewatchable. I love that one piano note, and it's a masterpiece. I love Tom Cruise's performance. Nicole Kidman, not so much, especially when she's high on weed and she's laughing. But you know what? It's Kubrick didn't cut it, and he's a super difficult director to work with, so I can't really blame her that much. But obviously, very tough. I think they divorced after that movie too. That 3, The Shining. Just great pace. And it's quiet, not a lot of scoring. And the days, they're numbering the days as they go by, and super ominous, and love the score by Wendy Carlos. Number 2, Doctor Strangelove, super rewatchable. I wish Peter Sellers didn't break his arm and he was performing in the plane, because that's really the only problem I have is the Slim Pickens. He's good or whatever, and he really makes that scene, not scene, it's they keep cutting to it, that part of the movie special, but that is also my least favorite part of the movie, is them in the plane. And number 1, A Clockwork Orange, super rewatchable. Love the concept of conditioning, classical conditioning, or is it operant conditioning? I think it's operant conditioning. But anyway, that psychological aspect to it. Great performances, great cinematography. Love how colorful it is. Just super high stakes, and I don't know, it's just so compelling every time I watch it.
Yep. Okay, well, I think we have similar lists, but you had we had similar lists, but so I can't remember Killer's Kiss. So that's in the bottom. I know it's boxing, and I guess it was film noir. I guess I should have rewatched it, but I know it's not going to be. To me, it's probably not going to be near the top. Killing, I think it was one of the first movies by him I saw. Black and white, about the track and all that. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's just, again, Hayden Sterling was pretty good, Sterling Hayden, but I don't know. It's not a movie I rush to go back and watch or anything like that. Lolita, that's one I do want to go back and watch because Mason is so great as that creepy character. 8 Paths of Glory. Yeah, that was another one of the first DVDs I got from Kubrick where, yeah, it was interesting take, and just the trench scenes were pretty groundbreaking at the time, almost like a Steadicam following them through the trenches. And yeah, I remember the fact that he's like, trying to battle with his superiors to protect his soldiers. I thought that was a cool take, and taking the French side of the war on. Barry Lyndon, yeah, mind blowing the first time I saw that. Number 7 for me. Yeah, cinematography amazing. Like they say, every shot's like a painting, like an experiment in filmmaking for sure. And I did kind of like that the character was a scumbag, and he gets his coming ups, and but yeah, atrociously long. Definitely, I don't know. I guess he was trying to make it feel like you're in the time, and it's very slow and everything. But yeah, it's just too long. Could have been cut way more, I think. Strangelove, number 6. As much as I think it should be higher for me on the list, yeah, I really wish that whole plane stuff wasn't even there. I mean, I know they had to like misinterpret the R thing, and then at the end to drop the bomb, but like there's too much of it in the movie. Like it's great, and I like Slim Pickens. He's great comedy relief there, but like too long scenes, it just slows the momentum of the movie down. But the rest of the movie is like freaking one of the best satirical political satires out there. 5, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, what a pleasant surprise for a guy who hadn't made a movie for like 13 years or whatever it was. And it was totally something unexpected. It was a personal story of one man, really like a character study on this guy, dealing with marital problems, and just all the ways he shot it. Like, when he's walking through the city, like that's him on a treadmill with a projector in the back. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't New York. It was like a set built to look like New York. So it's all like surreal. Then we have Full Metal Jacket, which years ago I would have had that way down the list. But in the last few years, it's become my favorite like military movie. Just the format of just like, a third of the movie is in the boot camp, and then it totally veers right into Vietnam. So yeah, really interesting movie. An original. Number 3 is A Clockwork Orange. Yeah, like, man, it was such a cult movie back in the day. I remember in high school and everything, like Jay Clisby, all these guys would talk about that movie, and then you see it, and it's just mind-blowing, from the colors on the opening credits to the set design, to the character of Alex himself. Yeah, again, another movie, I don't see a lot of flaws with the movie. It's super risky, and to me, it was successful in taking all those risks. 2001 is higher for me than you had it. It's 2 for me because Space Odyssey. Yeah, I guess you're right. The monkeys in the beginning, it's a little corny, but I like what it's saying about the primalness. They could have probably not even had that scene and just cut straight to the. Now that I think about it, but anyway, a groundbreaking film. Again, all his films are just like game-changing films, and just you never seen space that realistic. And yeah, the ending scene is mind-blowing. Just the paranoia with Hal. It's just number 1 has always been The Shining for me, his favorite movie of all time for the longest time. It just made me want to make films watching that movie. It made me get into Jack Nicholson, and I read the book. I was a teen, and I had read the book first, which I haven't got to do a lot in my life because I don't read enough, but that made a huge thing where it was like I was watching it, and there was the similarities, and then it was totally different and amazingly different and better than the book. And yeah, just the setting, the claustrophobia. You and I both like the paranoia, claustrophobia, the attention to detail, the sound design with him on the carpet, on the big wheel. Yeah, just paced so well. Music, like you said, I mean, I'll just go on and on about it. But yeah, man, Kubrick, amazing, man.
Well, that's our episode this week. Tune in next week for another episode, and please leave a comment below to let us know what kind of movies you want us to review.
Hey.